especially I was talking to the CTO of our company, Sonaris, Cyril Laurier, who I will invite on stage now. Come along, Cyril. And I was saying to him, do you think we can crack this problem? And he said, you know what, let's take a look. I think I've got a few ideas. This was in December, right? And in December, well, Cyril had been building, oh goodness me, like a massive thing in Mexico for how many people were at that festival? Like all the robots driving all the
it was an 80 meters Ferris wheel, and like for 20,000 LEDs. I don't know. It was like some massive, crazy installation.
And also, both Cyril and his wife, who's also a brilliant programmer, and specifically in projection mapping, they did the sort of stuff that Mons won Eurovision with, you know, that kind of stuff, quite a while ago, and a few people called them after and said, they ripped you off. Well, lots of people are really good at this sort of stuff, but they're particularly good at it too. So, you've seen Cyril perform both with Ezra at the previous Music Tech Fests, with the performance glove that was used for beatboxing, and that could drive multi-channel systems and lighting and all sorts of things. And then he also won the Hack Challenge in Paris with the hat.
Yeah, with Matan, that's around.
Matan is around, and you will hear more from Matan later. So basically, we do these things. We actually make things as well. We don't just talk about it. And he basically came back and said, I've got the idea, I think I've cracked it. And it worked beautifully. That was in December. In January, we were talking about this idea with people here, with Linnea, who seems to be, again, responsible for many things here, the creative director of Sliperia, and she said, hang on a second, I know just the guy here in Umeå who should be your partner. And we met Peter Lundgren, here in Umeå, who's been running a really successful business here for 10 years. He's got cult followers from all over the world. And we just hit it off immediately. We thought, this is amazing. So this is the outfit, the four of us. You're the what? Head of music? Professor of music, whatever. I'm usually I am called the chief executive matriarch. CTO and CPO, C3PO, whatever you might want to call it. And the four of us just have such a good time together. This is one of the key things. I always say, startups are like bands used to be. They really have the same spirit. You will just gang up together. You're so into what you're doing. You will spend sleepless nights developing stuff. You just get so enthused by it. You just want to get out there and show it off. And in fact, the startup sort of investment and everything else, and people who kind of do talent scouting for startups are very similar to the ones that used to talent scout for bands. It's a very similar space. So we are a bit of a band. You may.
Thank you very much. So we developed a format for music together, and it's a format that we had talked about in all sorts of different ways, but there were some things that were really important about this. One, it had to have that physicality, that something that I want to own, something that I want to collect, something that I want to show my friends, something that says, this is who I am as part of my identity. As a record collector, I really identified with that, and I know how important that is to people. But it also had to be something that is of the digital world, something that it uses all of the affordances of the digital environment, and that had the sociality of digital music. And it needed to be beautiful, and that was something that was really important to us as well.
So, it's actually quite simple as a gesture.
Shall I show what we made? We made a music format, and it looks like this.
Well, that's a bit sort of old school, right?
But then you open it up.
Thank you.
And we have liner notes. I love liner notes, so we left liner notes
especially written about Scrimshare's concept for his track.
So this is the first ever release of what we're calling Tjay.
Right, and let's show you how this works. It's very, very simple.
Let me show you what's inside here, shall we?
Do you want to show what's inside? Yeah. Get the camera onto it, I think. okay, it's just a T-shirt. You know, we all wear T-shirts, and we all wear band T-shirts and T-shirts from bands that we really love.
This is the Scrimshire TJ, and the Scrimshire TJ packaging, which goes neatly into your record collection.
Of course. But then the next thing that happens is you go down the pub with your mates, and
you have the TJ app.
That's all it takes. We can scan any graphic, basically as simply as that. We are depends. No, it's there. It's playing. So who's depends on our playlist?
Oh, it's a slow start.
Slow start. It's
Cruel
playing.
time.
Okay, let's do another one because it's on random. Now this is why you see SoundCloud on his sleeve, because the MTF T-shirt is connected to our SoundCloud playlist. Everybody in this room who has made the track can upload their track onto our playlist, and you will be discovered through this. So this is the next one. Peel, lychee, right? Yeah, someone's making experiments with some. Can you hear it? Right, okay. We have slow starting kind of tracks on our playlist. We should do something else with them, you see. Portrait. Oh, that's Rainia. Rainia is following us. Woo, woo, woo. Rainia is following us from LA at this very moment. Rainia is involved in our trackathon, and she has coordinated and organized the contribution by Fonat, right? From LA, and the producers from LA.
But may
so this is, you see, I don't know what I'm going to get, because this is actually revealing random tracks from our playlist from SoundCloud.
So if you download the TJ app, and we will tell you how to do that very shortly, you can also scan anybody wearing a Music Tech Fest T-shirt and play a track. But what I want to do, I want to get Adam Scrimshire up here, the first ever official release of a TJ.
Can we release his track? This is a unique release. You will only get it off a TJ.
This is exclusively...
Can we get it slightly lower so we can talk at the same time?
We'll
Thank
play
you.
this. So we're going to scan the TJ. And this is the song. It's been recorded exclusively for TJ. It's available only on TJ. And it's available only here at Music Tech Fest for the first time. You've got a message.
That's what happens. No, it's not rehearsed. Now, the wonderful thing about it, as I told you, it's very simple. It's very powerful. And the reason it's very powerful is that we can program anything. It's basically, it recognizes any graphic. So it means we can bring beautiful artwork back into the whole experience of music. But it's not just that. As you will probably know, T-shirts are usually sold in high street stores. High street stores will put 100% markup on the distribution and warehousing and sales of T-shirts. Even when they're sold in venues, there's a huge markup. And you know that merch is on the up, because merch is selling really, really well. Concerts are selling really well. There are certain things, streaming, concerts, live gigs, because we're bringing experiences back, and merch are on the up. Now, that's not the end of the story, because of course with a TJ, what we're doing is we're getting the profit from the sale of the T-shirt. Of course, once we've accounted for printing and for distribution, which is online, all goes to the artist. Now, I want you to think for a second what that means. That means that instead of getting a download, what does one get for a download these days? Anyone? Can you even buy a coffee?
You can't buy a coffee.
Right. Instead of that, you will get the profit that a high street store would normally get directly into your pocket. And this is what we're really excited about. This is what's so cool about it.
What makes it magic is that the app is not just the player, it's also the store. So if you play a song you like by a friend of yours who's wearing a T-shirt, you can say, I want that T-shirt too, and it will come to your house.
Of course, if a friend plays your T-shirt, so you're down the pub, you're wearing your special release, you can have your friends scan you and they can hear what you're recommending. But not only that, we get to know on our app who all the friends, who all the people who have downloaded the app are, who have just scanned your T-shirt. We can start mapping this out. We get to know who your fans are, which are your most powerful fans, and of course where they interact, in which venues, which pubs. So we actually get all this data now. We actually can tell you as an artist you have a fan club down the road in whatever city. There's some downloads going on in whatever city around the world. You might want to go and gig there. This is actually quite cool. Well, we thought that this was something that was not only fun for the fans to have, but also that it was something that was quite powerful for the artist.
Can I just point out, there's something that is kind of hidden about this, and I think it's a really important thing. It's not just beautiful, and it's not just a really nice thing. It's also a really, really, really clever piece of technology. The scanning of the track from the T-shirt seems like a really simple thing to do. But if you consider that what we have is a graphic, not just a QR code thing, but a complex artwork graphic on what is essentially a three-dimensional object, that is being read from all sorts of different angles and all sorts of different lights, sometimes with creases in it and the rest of it. The tech was hard. Trust me, the tech was hard, and Cyril is a genius. Can I have a round of applause, please, for Cyril, who cracked this technology? So, Cyril, can you tell us, well, actually, Peter, can you tell us, please, how one now gets a TJ?
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You just go into the tjay.org website.
It's beta, right? It's beta.
Yeah, it's
a beta release.
It's a beta
right
version. You go there and you download the app, so you have it on your phone and
on your iPhone.
Yeah, exactly.
At the moment.
So you remember, you just go into tjay.org and it tells you what to do. You download the app from there, and easy as that.
Yeah, just follow the instructions. And all of you with Music Tech Fest shirts, I want you all scanning each other and seeing what you discover. And also upload your tracks up to our playlist so then people can discover you. Of course, your name pops up with your track, etc.
And of course, these exclusively available, limited edition, only at Music Tech Fest, Scrimshire release of this song Convergent that you're hearing right now is available for sale out here. You can buy online on the website, just out here. You'll be handed your
Give this man some money.
And you will feed this man. This incredible artist who we've brought here to Umeå. So we have, please, a round of applause for Scrimshire and the first ever TJ.
Thank you.
May there be many more.